When are you starting?
I'm already starting. Welcome, everyone, to the Somewhat Sports Podcast. I am your co-host, Chris. Joining me are my two other co-hosts. We got Gallo and we got Damien. What's up, guys?
It's your boy Gallo, yes, sir.
Oh,
All
man.
right. This is Damien.
Nice.
What's up?
Nice. This will be a sports podcast, a weekly sports podcast where we'll be talking about football, basketball, and since the baseball playoffs are coming soon, I guess we'll talk about that too. Already making plans about the baseball playoffs early. But this week, we're doing strictly football. Next week, start of the NFL
It's a week
season.
away from today.
The best way.
Hype is an understatement for you guys especially.
I'm fucking excited.
Can't wait.
Yeah, you see, now I gotta edit that out. Damien, talk louder too, all right?
My fault.
It's all good. But just give a little context. I'm the immigrant football fan as opposed to you two. You guys.
What kind of football?
Yeah, American football. These two know their football way more than I do. So,
Yeah, I know more than Gallo. He just won't admit it.
oof.
What a sin.
Yeah, but so they will be dominating the conversation. I'll be kind of like mediating. Is that even the word?
Well, you will be mediating because you know how much me and him oppose each other.
That's true. That is very true. I'm here to
There's
stop.
There's gonna be some battles.
I'm here to stop fights, but that's fine. But this week, we're gonna be doing predictions for the NFL season. We'll be doing division leaders, and we'll do end of the year awards predictions, like MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, or is it rookie?
So MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Defensive Rookie of the Year.
We got Coach of the Year in there or not?
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna put
Okay.
that at the end.
You guys, you know what to do.
All right, Damien, start. I mean,
We'll do
We'll do AFC or NFC first. What you
we'll
guys
do
want?
NFC. No, because to
Nah,
preface-
we're starting with the AFC with my Jets.
Well, let's
Okay,
let's
start
preface
with
this by saying me and Damien are Jets fans. Gallo,
Are you though?
I'm the great American, the Cowboy fan.
yeah, Gallo's the Cowboys fan. But yeah, so you guys want to start with the AFC or NFC?
No, we're starting with the AFC. I'm
AFC.
making that choice.
I like the AFC. We can start with them.
So we're starting AFC.
Yep.
All right,
Okay.
I'll go first.
AFC East or
We'll do
All
AFC
right,
East first.
Yeah, go ahead.
okay.
The AFC East is the home of my team, the Jets.
Down bad, man.
It's a very improving team, but I do not have them winning the division. I have the stupid Patriots winning the division.
Again,
Yes, again.
Surprise.
I think Tom Brady has the most weapons he's had in a long time with Julian Edelman. He has Josh Gordon coming back,
Who-
N'Keal Harry.
who did they pick up this offseason?
The first round pick, they took N'Keal Harry, a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm. That's it?
They lost Gronk, but like still, he has 3 legit wide receivers. He has multiple running backs. He still has the best system in the NFL. Bill Belichick will always find a way to figure it out. So I do have him taking the division once again by a pretty comfortable lead. I do have the Jets coming in second, improving,
Let's go.
but I think
Let's
Avery
go,
Williamson.
baby.
Avery Williamson was a big loss for them on defense.
Down bad, man.
So have him second, but they're improving. We'll be there soon.
I mean, there's always the wild card. I feel like the Jets are always competing for a wild card spot every year.
It's too good. The
It's
AFC is too
it's
good,
just-
though.
it's
I
always
mean,
the
I got them
Patriots.
winning a good amount of games, but the AFC is too good to catch a wild card.
Yeah, I have him at 7-9. I don't think it's gonna be good enough to make a wild card, but
You don't have him at 11 wins?
nope, definitely not.
Nah, he does. He's lying.
No, I'm
He
not Manny.
just doesn't want to embarrass himself
No,
on
Manny
here.
had him at
definitely
11
not.
wins?
Well,
Bro,
to surprise, I have the Patriots winning the AFC East, 14-2, best record in the NFL.
14
Like
and
Damien
2?
said, most fully equipped Tom Brady has probably ever been in his career. Julian Edelman, Josh Gordon, N'Keal Harry, Demaryius Thomas. Who
Oh
else
my
they
God,
got?
I forgot about Demaryius Thomas.
Demaryius Thomas, a
Patriots
good
have
vet.
him?
Christ.
Yeah, the good vet. Like you said, the running backs still has Sonny Michel coming back. He's got James White and Rex Burkhead, so he's definitely got an arsenal over there, and obviously the best system, like Damien said. So yeah, same thing. I mean, they have the best defensive scheme as well. So 14-2, best record in the league.
Okay.
14-2.
That's a lot of wins.
Oh my God.
That's
They win 13, 12 games every year. Now they have all the offensive weapons.
Oh, man.
Well, what was the record last year?
That's insane. I think it was 12-4.
Yeah, I
if I'm
think
not
so too.
mistaken.
Okay. Well,
But add the weapons. Get a year 2 in Sonny Michel, James White. It's too good of an offense. That's one thing they've lacked over the past few years. That's what made people doubt them recently. So them getting that offense, I mean, they have a great defense. They'll get over that hump, 14-2.
I mean, everyone always counts out the Patriots.
Yeah,
Not really
always.
counts out, but to like for their
Yeah,
standard.
so I mean, every year people are they're justified so in counting them out because their rosters are they haven't been that great as of late. But Tom Brady's picked up the slack. But now I feel like they have that roster to complement him.
Huh. Well,
They had 11 wins last year. They were 11-5.
11.
Damn, the Jets are really 4-12 last year.
all right. What's the next division?
Oh, by the way, you guys know I'm very harsh on bad teams, but I have the Jets at 9-7.
Ooh.
Ooh, better than
I
me.
like that.
Look
I
at
like that. I like that.
Wow.
That's the
That
Le'Veon
is
Bell
crazy.
effect.
Oh, man. That man.
Where are we going now? AFC West?
Yeah, we'll go AFC West. You want to start this one off?
Yeah, I'll start this one off. So no surprise, we got the Chiefs coming in first.
Yes,
I got
we
the
do.
Chiefs winning that division. It's just still too much offensively. Lost Kareem Hunt, gained Damian Williams. So, I mean, Andy Reid, great coach. Still a great defense. I mean, they gained Frank Clark. So, 12-4 for the Chiefs.
Damien.
So,
My
AFC West.
Who's leading this team, by the way?
Tyreek Hill.
that's fun.
Damian Williams.
Yeah.
It's actually Andy Reid leading the team technically.
Andy
But,
Reid.
all right. Anyways, for the AFC West, I honestly see it the same way as it was last year. I see battles between the Chiefs and the Chargers. I have them again, both finishing 12-4, the same way they did last year. It's just going to come down to the head-to-head matchup and tiebreakers to see who wins the division. Last year was the Chiefs. I have them again winning the tiebreaker and taking that bye in the first round. I do have the Chargers at 12-4. The other two teams in the division, the Broncos and the Raiders, I see them improving. I see the Raiders improving. They did add a lot of talent this offseason, but I just don't think they mesh together as well as these other teams do. So I do see the Chiefs, again, with their offensive firepower, taking that bye.
Yeah, I
Winning the
agree.
division.
I mean, I have the Chargers at 10-6. Can't win them all, but right after that, I have the Raiders at 9-7. A good record, bringing it over Antonio Brown, drafting Josh Jacobs, getting more help on defense. They're definitely going to improve. John Gruden's definitely not a bad coach, but you can't win them all either. So 9-7 for them, I think, is a good start. I think they'll improve over the years. Maybe if they fix that quarterback problem. I don't see Carr as the answer, but I think he's good enough to win 9 games with the weapons they acquired this offseason.
So Chiefs.
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 Yeah, we'll go Chiefs.
All
But
right.
like I said, for me, it could be either way, Chargers or Chiefs. I think they're going to have the same record. It's just going to come down to the Chiefs winning the tiebreaker.
Okay. I guess you guys are all in agreement so far, right?
Oh, this is rare.
Okay, AFC North time. Let's see. I mean, I
This
think
is where
we'll
it
still be.
differentiates?
I don't think it'll differentiate yet. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see.
Gal, talking to the mic.
All right, so I'll go AFC North. I got the Browns winning the division.
Oh, no.
Baker
my
Mayfield
God.
and Odell. Yes, I do think the Steelers are going to make it competitive, but I just think they lost too much star power with Antonio Brown and Le'Veon, even though obviously Le'Veon didn't play last year. Like, yes, people can say that they got rid of the off-the-field issues, but I do think the talent loss will affect them. I do think Big Ben is not that great of a quarterback anymore, so I don't think he could carry that team. I think Juju is going to struggle getting double team and being a number one receiver. I think a lot of people are hyping up way too much than they should. So I don't think James Washington is that great of a number two receiver. I think the offense will struggle a lot, and their defense is just middle of a pack. So I do see them at Steelers at 9-7, and I have the Browns at 10-6. So again, it's a 1-game difference, but I do think at the end of the day, the Browns have too much talent in that division, and they're gonna take it.
Gal, you widen your eyes over
See,
there.
I'm gonna widely oppose Damien. I have the Steelers winning the division at 13-3.
13-3.
I think it's a
Don't
huge.
spike the audio, guy.
I think it's a huge underrated type of aspect to look at it, that they lost the off the field issues. So I know Big Ben has been battling with Antonio Brown, I guess, for whose team it was for the past 5 years or so. So I think they got rid of all of the off the field issues. They have Juju, who's probably a top 10 receiver. He's really good. They acquired Dante Moncrief. He's a decent wide receiver too, definitely a veteran. And James Washington is someone who's sneaky that could end up breaking out. They have Vance McDonald at tight end, who's definitely showed that he's been reliable in the past. Their defense has always just been solid, and that comes from their great coach, Mike Tomlin.
Didn't they resign Tomlin?
I think they extended him for one more year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think Ben Roethlisberger is definitely definitely underrated. I mean, he comes out every year,
I think
battles
he's
through
overrated.
battles through injuries. He's got the big arm. He gets
Carmine
his
knows.
targets. He creates receivers. I mean, he's created how many careers off these different receivers that have came out not nowhere, but I mean, I guess
That's also
they've
true.
been decent. Yeah. So Juju is like a second round pick, but he's made him a star in the league already. But
True.
I think they do finish 13-3. The Browns, I think they'll have trouble meshing at first. I have them at 9-7, so they'll be above 500. But I mean, it's a lot of different talent from different places. So I think they'll be good, but I don't think they'll hit the home run right away.
Okay.
Something else about this division, I do have the Bengals finishing last, and I do have them having the worst record in the NFL, so I do think they will draft Tua Tagovailoa as their franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I got them at 3-13,
I got
so
them 2-14.
yeah, they'll be up
They're
there.
Is
bad.
this AJ
They're
Green's
bad.
team?
No, it's Joe Mixon's team. AJ Green,
Yeah, but
I don't even
for
know.
the
young
young- They're
team,
going to draft Tua. I think they're going to have the
Yeah.
worst record, and they're just going to have to move on from Andy Dalton because that guy is awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great hair though.
I mean,
He's got great
I've
hair.
liked him in the past,
Well,
but
don't-
he's just not enough to get it done.
All right, what's the next division?
He's won a decent amount
The
of
last
games.
division in the
but it's
AFC
over
is the
for him.
AFC South. So I think Andrew Luck's sudden retirement, was a big story in this division because I did have the Colts before that one in the division, but now with Andrew Luck retired, everything changes. I think this is the Texans division to lose. I have them going. What do I have them going? I have them going. I think 11-5. Yep, I have them going 11-5 and winning this division with the Jaguars right behind them because I do think Nick Foles is a huge upgrade over Blake Bortles. That man is a Super Bowl MVP,
What did you have the Jaguars going?
10-6,
Okay.
because I do think Nick Foles is a lot better than Blake Bortles.
I mean, he got
He
this
knows
guy
how to
Wentz
win.
a chip, so he's pretty good.
Yeah,
He got
more
this guy
playoff
Wentz
wins than Dak
around.
Prescott. Anyways, that defense added Josh Allen, which I think was a huge steal in the draft. The Giants really passed on Josh Allen, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Anyways, yeah, I have I think the Colts will stay relevant. Not really, but they're 6-10. But I think their roster is great. It's just they are gonna miss that quarterback, and I have the Titans finishing last because I just don't think they have enough talent on that roster. But yes, this is the Texans division to lose, even though Lamar Miller towards ACL. But I think they'll be fine.
So I'll agree to everything that he said for the most part. I have the Texans at 11-5. They have a really balanced roster, talent on all levels of the game. So, like he said, Andrew Luck, the loss of him, I think they were really ready to take that next step in the playoffs and be a Super Bowl contender. But him retiring was huge for them. I know he's probably a top 3 quarterback in the league now, but him retiring, I have them at 7-9. But to not miss the Jags, I have them at 9-7. I think they definitely improved their roster. Getting Nick Foles, he's definitely capable of winning games. That's what he's actually best at. He's not really that talented of a quarterback, but he definitely knows how to win games. And like Damian said, Josh Allen, the acquisition of him in the draft, I think he was a steal. I think he's definitely going to help their defense, bring back Saxonville. And as far as the Titans, I have them at 5-11. I don't think they have much talent on that roster, and it's time to move on from Mariota.
All right, so you guys want to just go through the playoffs in the AFC? Or you want to go over the NFC first?
You want to do AFC playoffs?
You want to go through the playoffs?
Yeah.
All right. So I have the Patriots and Chiefs getting the 2 byes, and then I have the Chargers playing the Jags and Texans playing the Browns. I have the Texans beating the Browns because I just don't think Browns are experienced enough. I have the Chargers beating the Jags, and then I have a rematch of last year's divisional round with the Pats and Chargers, which I have the Pats winning. And then with the Chiefs and Texans, again, I have the Chiefs beating the Texans, which will set up a rematch between the Pats and the Chiefs. And I do think this again will come down to whoever has home field advantage. And from what I have and my records and my standings, I do think the Pats will again beat the Chiefs and make it to the Super Bowl.
Surprise.
So for me, I'm gonna skip over that little stuff. I'll say that I have the Pats and the Steelers in the AFC Championship. I think this is one last battle between Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger, and I will say that the Steelers will make the Super Bowl this
Oh
year.
my
Oh my
God.
God. Hot
The
take.
talent
Jesus.
is
Hot
there.
takes this early?
The talent is there. It's definitely there. So I mean, they're as balanced as the Patriots are. I'd say same good coaching, good quarterback, a lot of good players. So
All right. Well,
Wow.
Something different at least.
Wow, that was
So moving on to the.
moving on to the NFC, the better side,
the worst side we know.
the more
Alright.
balanced side.
So we're gonna go to the dropping water bottles. Yeah, look at that. Pick it up. Yeah, thanks. What are we
Yeah,
doing?
I need some more water.
And
We're kicking off with the NFC East first.
Yeah, you
With
can
the
start
best
this
team
off.
in the NFC, The Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys, are definitely gonna win this division at 12-4. I think I truly believe that the Cowboys have the best roster in the entire NFL, and I think this is the best roster they've had in maybe a decade. But it's definitely as balanced as it's ever been. They have talent all over the field, and I think I won't count the Eagles out. I have them at 11-5. They'll be right there with them, but the Cowboys will win the NFC East.
So no Giants.
That was just a silly question, man.
It's a joke.
Let's go. All right. Anyways, I'm going to give you the correct predictions for the NFC East.
Oh, boy.
Oh, jeez.
I have the Eagles winning the division because I do think they have the best roster in the entire league. They have players at every position.
He copied what I said.
No, I did not. Because
just keep going.
Saying about the Cowboys, I'm
He's
saying
an
about the
Eagles
Eagles because this
He's
is
an
a
Eagles
fact.
fan.
I have the Eagles going 12-4. As long as Carson Wentz stays healthy, which is obviously a big question, but
Yeah,
as
that
long
has
as he
to do
stays
with
healthy,
him being great too.
They're gonna win the division. They're gonna have the number 1 seed in the NFC, and they're gonna get a bye. And then I have the Cowboys second. I have them at 11-5, only a game difference. But
Hey,
I think
5th seed, I'll take it.
I think a lot comes down to Zeke. I think if Zeke doesn't play, I don't think they make the playoffs at all.
I think he'll play.
Well,
I don't know. I
mean,
I know Tony Pollard's look great. I think they could still go 9-7 maybe without him, but I don't think that's enough.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough. That's why.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough either. So they definitely need Zeke. I'm a Zeke advocate. He's my favorite player in the league, so he needs to be there for them to really have and take that next step.
So yeah, I have the Cowboys second in that division. I do think they have one of the most talented rosters in the NFL, but I just think they're going to come up short to the Eagles. And I do think the Cowboys and Eagles are going to benefit from the Redskins and Giants both being rebuilding teams, and they're going to get easy wins off those.
Hey man,
two.
I like the Redskins defense. I think it's one of the most underrated defenses in the league. I have them at 8-8, nothing special, but their defense is definitely very talented. They have a lot of good players on the defense. The offense is where it really is their downfall. I mean, they have
that quarterback situation.
Case Keenum is not really. He hasn't shown to be good. Maybe Dwayne Haskins will step in halfway, and then they have Darius Geis coming back. So they'll definitely be a decent team, but decent is 500. So I got them at 8-8.
There's juice.
There's Geis.
There's juice.
Geis.
All right. Moving on to the
NFC West.
Okay.
So this is the division with the Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, and Cardinals. I have the Rams, of course, winning this division. I don't think they're going to have any trouble winning it.
Another team he likes.
No, I just think they're good.
I think he just likes Todd Gurley.
No, I just think they're good. I don't understand. If I think a team is good,
So it's
doesn't
a
mean
closet Rams fan, bro.
Closet Rams and Eagles fan. Those are his guys.
Yeah.
If he could put a team together, it would have Carson Wentz and Todd Gurley. I'm not even kidding.
All right. Anyways, I think the Rams are going to go 12-4. They're going to run away with this division. The Seahawks, I think they're just a middle of a pack team. Yes, Russell Wilson is great, but I think their defense is.
I thought you said you hate him. He cost you a fantasy championship.
I hate him in fantasy. I will never draft that man ever again in my life.
Can you calm down? All right. Let's
I will
Yeah,
never
that's
draft that man.
Why would
see,
you disrespect
you guys
Russell
missed it when Chris said he was a fan of what team. He's actually a Seahawks fan.
Yes,
I'm
he is a Seahawks fan.
I mean, I respect it.
I don't. I really don't. You just liked him because of their colors. That's some really sus stuff.
It's not really sus, man.
Anyways,
Blown
then
out of
I
proportion.
see a lot of people are really hyping up the 49ers, but I'm just not a believer in Jimmy G. I think they paid him way too early for
Agreed.
what was it, 5 games he started. Yes, he went 5-0, but that was at the end of the year where teams are really prepping for the playoffs and teams are trying to tank. So I'm not a believer in him, as you can see in preseason, he hasn't looked the greatest.
Well, who do the 49ers have?
Jimmy G.
No, besides him.
So they have Jimmy G. They've got a lot of
They don't
question
got
marks
much
on
of
the
an
offense.
offense.
You know,
It's their
their
defense.
best offensive player is Kyle Shanahan, and I mean that.
Okay.
They have a great.
That's their coach, Chris.
Yeah,
I
that's
know,
their
I
coach.
know.
He's
I
a
heard.
great offensive mind. He's a great offensive mind, and he's gonna put the players they have in the right places so they can succeed. So I have the Rams as well winning the division at 11-5. I have the Seahawks like every year, 9-7, middle of the pack team. Russell Wilson can get the job done, but he doesn't have the roster there to take the next step. I have the 49ers at 7-9. They have a pretty good defense, defensive line-wise and linebackers, but the corners is what they lack. And, Kyle Shanahan runs the offense. They got Tevin Coleman, so he'll be a breakout player to watch this year. The receivers I don't really believe in, Godwin and Goodwin. I'm sorry. Goodwin and Dante Pettis. I'm not a believer in those guys. I know George Kittle is going to be their receiving leader. He might end up with like 1,400 yards, but yeah.
Okay.
And I'm also, me personally, I'm not a believer in Kyler Murray.
The Red Sea.
I do have him at 3-13.
The Red Sea. I'm an advocate. Kyler Murray's a great player. This is his first year with a great offensive mind. They'll win 4 games, but this will only be the beginning for him. He'll definitely be a great player in this league to come, but not yet.
All right.
I disagree. Anyways, NFC North. I think this is one
He
of the
doesn't like
toughest-
short people.
All right, that's just not
Okay.
true.
It's
Anyways,
Titus.
NFC North.
NFC North. I think this is one of the toughest divisions to play in because of the weather.
I couldn't even pick
Green Bay,
a
Chicago,
record thing
and
with this
Minnesota.
division. It's too good.
Yeah, it really is. But I'm gonna go with my boy, A-Rod, winning the
I
division.
thought he was gonna say.
Oh, that's all right. So he has.
Oh, here
all
we
right,
go.
He has
I
three.
have a
team in every
He has
division.
3 favorite quarterbacks. It's Aaron Rodgers, Carson Wentz, and Sam
I
Darnold.
thought he was gonna say Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, absolutely not. A-Rod is going to win the division because I do think they gave him a really good defense this offseason, which
Yeah,
I think is
agreed,
going to
agreed.
help. So all he's going to need to score is about he's just going to have to score about 20 to 30 points.
Well, how's their offense this year?
It's Aaron Rodgers.
I know,
That's
I
it.
understand.
That's it.
See, it's Aaron Rodgers, but equipped with Devontae Adams. He's great. They got a couple good receivers, Geronimo Allison and Marcus Van de Scantling. They drafted Equanimous St. Brown, Notre Dame blood.
Well, thank you, Gallo, for actually answering the question
Yes,
instead
all right,
of braiding
no problem,
me.
Chris.
Thank
So
you.
Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, Jimmy Graham. I mean, Jimmy Graham. He's all right, but yeah, they have a good offense, but it's gonna be led by Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers.
that's all you gotta know. You gotta know
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. That's it. So then I have them winning the division at 11-5. I have the Bears right behind them at 10-6. I don't think the Bears really improved that much. They're just gonna be the same team. Then I have the Vikings at 9-7. Another team I don't really think improved, and I'm not a believer in Kirk Cousins being that great. I think he's just average. And I have the Lions. Obviously, they just aren't that good of a football team, so they're gonna finish 5-11.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got the Packers first as well, 12-4. I think this is Aaron Rodgers his year to shine.
Stop
He's
spiking the audio.
got the weapons, and now he's got the defense to control the game and help him actually win it. I got the Bears coming in second. They are a great football team with a great coach, but I don't think it's enough to pass Aaron Rodgers. So I think they're 10-6 this year. They got the defense. They have a pretty good offense. It'll all be up to Mitch Trubisky this year. If he takes the next step and he does what they think he can do, they can win this division. But the Packers, for now, they have the division. In third, I got the Vikings as well. I agree with Damian. Kirk Cousins, I don't think he's enough to put them over the hump. 9-7. I think they have a good roster as well. They have the weapons, but it all comes down to the quarterback in this league, and I don't think they have what it takes. And then I have the Lions at 4-12, another team with a defensive-minded head coach who likes to run the ball, but obviously it's not going to be enough to keep up in this division.
And Matt Stafford just isn't good enough.
Yeah,
Let's
he's-
get that
yeah,
straight.
he's
He always
not.
starts with quarterback. That's why the Cowboys aren't gonna win.
Yeah, all right. Whatever he says. We have Dak Prescott.
All right, so is that
That
it?
was my point.
Or is there one
Anyways, no, we have the NFC
Best
South.
record since he's entered the league. That proves my point.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, the NFC South is what division I think is the best in the league because I just think the top 3 teams you could lead. They could all win the division easily. But for me, I have the Saints winning the division because I think this is going to be a revenge year for them. They're going to play with a chip on their shoulder because of the playoffs last year and everything that happened with the pass interference. I can't believe got the league to make
Yeah, it's
pass
crazy.
interference
Can't
a
believe that.
challengeable
I don't
play.
agree with it, but I mean,
Abs-
it's definitely going
it's
to be.
ridiculous. It's so bad.
It's like
you
equal to
cannot-
like robot umpires in baseball. Like
Yeah.
it's
What?
like you got it.
How
You have to come. Yeah, it can't be like that. It's
It's a judgment call. You
Yeah.
cannot make it a flag play that you can review. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyways, I do have the Saints winning the division at 11-5, and then I have the Panthers and the Falcons tied at both 9-7 because I think they're both very quality teams. I just don't think they're as good as the Saints are, and I do have the Bucks finishing last. But I think you're going to see a lot of improvement from the Bucks, especially adding Bruce Arians. I think they're going to be a very high-scoring team. And in order to beat them, you're just going to have to outshoot them because their defense is going to stop anything.
Well, I agree with them. So I got the Saints at 10-6. They're definitely gonna play with the chips on their shoulder, but I don't think that they'll be one of the top teams in the NFC because I feel like Drew Brees is definitely declining a little bit. I mean, I know you don't see it in the numbers, but he has some games where it's just he kind of disappears. But 10-6 for them, that'll be enough to win the division. I got the Falcons in second at 9-7. Still a great roster, good defense. Still have Matt Ryan and all those weapons over on the offensive side.
Julio Jones.
I know. They lost Tevin
Damn,
Coleman,
boy.
so they're not as flexible on offense because their backup is Ito Smith, and I don't really like him. But yeah, they'll be good. 9-7. I got the Panthers at 6-10. I think that Cam Newton is gonna miss some of this year with injuries. Like he's very injury prone, so I think you'll see Matt Greer. what's his name? Will Greer step
Will
in.
Greer, yeah.
He'll step in, and they'll be a good ball club.
That
But
guy's a gamer though.
yeah, he's definitely a gamer. But they'll win 6 games. I don't think I see more than that. I don't see the defensive talent on that team. And then I got the Bucks. Like Damian said, they're gonna air the ball out. It's definitely gonna be a dynamic offense. Jameis Winston has a chance to really lead the league in yards this year. He might also lead it in interceptions though. But that's why I have them at 5-11.
Okay.
All right, so now going through the playoffs, you know, Gallows is gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it. So I do have the Eagles and the Rams both getting a bye, and then in the wild card games, I do have the Cowboys meeting the Packers again,
Oof. Vietnam flashbacks.
and then I have the Bears playing the Saints.
Bad
So with the
flashbacks, man.
Packers
Really
and the
bad.
Cowboys, the Packers are gonna win again because I think Aaron Rodgers just owns the Cowboys and he's not gonna let them win. With the Bears and the Saints, I have the Saints winning. And with that, I have the Rams and the Saints playing each other again in the playoffs. I do have the Saints winning this time. They're going to get their revenge over the Rams. And then the Eagles and the Packers. This is a really tough one for me because, as you know, Gallo and Chris, as they told you, I'm a fan of both of the teams.
He is. I'm not even
So,
lying.
Yeah, they're lying. It was sarcastic. Anyways, I do have the Packers beating the Eagles, which sets up the Packers versus the Saints in the NFC Championship game. I'm going to take the Packers.
What?
And this is going to set up a Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady Super Bowl that we've all been waiting for. So, Gallo.
All right, I'll
up
grab
to
the
you.
mic. So, obviously, as you know, I skipped the last one, so I'll just come out and say that I have the Cowboys meeting the Packers in the NFC Championship. Because, like I said, Aaron Rodgers he's playing Avengers here as well. So, I think the Cowboys finally rewrite history and they finally take him down in the playoffs as they haven't been able to the past 2 times. And it's definitely came down to the wire, and I don't think they allow it to happen this time because they have so great of a roster. So, I have the Cowboys and the Steelers meeting up in Super Bowl. What number is it?
Honestly, I don't
Is it
know.
50 something?
It's
It's
50
definitely
something.
50 something.
Because I think
I'm gonna guess 50.
50.
I'm gonna guess 55.
Maybe Wikipedia it.
I'm gonna guess Super Bowl 55. But anyway, we have the 2 teams. I guess the 2 most legendary teams in their respective conferences, the Cowboys and the Steelers. And I got the Cowboys beating the Steelers in the Super Bowl. I got the Cowboys returning to the throne
What a
because,
surprise.
like I said, they have the most talented roster in the league, and the Cowboys will win their 6th Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So if the Cowboys don't win, does Garrett get fired?
I mean, they the way they've spoken about him in the offseason, I think he's on a tight leash. I don't think he's getting an extension. So I think, yeah, it really comes down to this year. They're giving him the best roster he's had in a while, and he's had a good roster over the past few years. So this is kind of the end for him. If he doesn't really, maybe if he makes the Super Bowl, I think they'll give him another shot. But he's got to make the Super Bowl to not be fired.
And as a Cowboys fan, are you want that to happen? Does Garrett need to go?
All right. So my view on it is I like Garrett. I think he's a good coach. I like everything he stands for. I like how he holds his players accountable, and he's also for the players. So I like him as a coach. I don't like him as how I would love a Sean McVay or one of these guys who would also be able to tap into the offensive
Gase.
game. No, I don't know what he's talking about. I would like somebody who was able to tap into the game and change the game. But yeah, I definitely think he's a good coach, and he kind of plays puppet to the owners, and I feel like it's always going to be that way. So yeah, I like him as a coach. We could do better, but I don't think there's that much better out there right now.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Oh.
Fair assessment. So
I have Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. This is going to be Super Bowl 54, by the way.
Okay.
Last year was 53.
Sorry, guys.
This year's going to be Super Bowl 54. We're finally going to get the matchup we want. And I do think Aaron Rodgers will finally win his 2nd Super Bowl in a long time because
Wow, finally 2nd Super Bowl.
more than Dak.
Yeah, but you
Anyways,
you actually hold him to
He's
a
the
higher
greatest
pedestal.
player ever.
Yeah,
Like,
greatest
what am I
player
supposed to
ever.
do?
He
Because
has
they
one
never
ring.
give him a defense. This year they finally gave him defense. Guess who's going to do it? He's going to win the Super Bowl.
We'll see.
Siri,
We'll see.
why
I'm
are
gonna
you
hold him.
changing?
I'm gonna hold him to that. See,
All
this is.
As long
we,
as
we
he-
have this documented now, so I'm gonna hold him to that.
Have
He
a
said they got the
document. As long as
defense,
he stays healthy,
and
the
they're gonna
defense
go
stays
to the Super
healthy.
Bowl. So
he's
we'll
gonna
see.
make the offense work. They're gonna win the Super Bowl. They're gonna beat Tom Brady, and that's that. Now we're going on to awards.
all right, we'll go to awards. We just said that.
Awards time, the fun time. Okay.
I will
I'll
start.
start it off.
Okay, Gal.
So we start high or low? So we start with
We'll do
MVP
low, we'll
or
do low,
okay.
we'll do
So
low.
we'll start with offensive and defensive rookie of the year. So I'll start with those two. So for offensive rookie of the year, I don't think this is a surprise to many, but I'll say Josh Jacobs will win offensive rookie of the year. I think he steps
Damn
into the
boy.
most comfortable situation. He's getting a lead role with a good team and a decent quarterback and a great receiver. So John Gruden's obviously a pretty young and offensive-minded coach. So I think he'll step into the league and have a good shot to do good things for the team, and I think the numbers will reflect, and he'll win offensive rookie of the year. For defensive rookie of the year, I have Josh Allen in Jacksonville. I think he also is put in a great position to get a lot of one-on-one blocking, and I think he'll have a lot of sacks, maybe double digits for sure. I think he'll have a lot of tackles for losses, and he'll definitely have some interceptions. He's a very versatile pass rusher, meaning he can drop back and do many different things. So I see him running away with that award.
All right. So for offensive rookie of the year, this was a very tough one because, as I told you before, I am not a believer in Kyler Murray. I don't think he's gonna be that good. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It happens.
He will be, and I hope he is. I like Kyler Murray.
Hey, I'm not hoping he's bad. I just think he's gonna be bad. Anyways, this is a very tough one. I almost went with Josh Jacobs, but I'm gonna go with Marquise Brown on the Ravens. I think him.
Hot take.
I think him and Lamar Jackson are gonna be two of the most
I love him,
explosive
though.
players
He's
in the NFL, and just Marquise Brown is just faster than a lot of players in the NFL right now. So I do think he's gonna catch the ball in a lot of space and make things happen for Lamar Jackson because, as we know, Lamar Jackson can't really throw the ball.
He can.
He can't. So defensive rookie of the year, I think this is one of my easiest picks. My guy Quinn Williams.
I feel
there
you.
It is. There it is.
Great player. I can't sit here and deny
cause
it.
havoc on the defensive line for the Jets, and he's gonna be next coming of.
Besides great player, great personality.
He's
Definitely
fun.
fit for
He's
New York.
Incredible
He's fit.
personality.
He's fit for New
He's
York.
gonna be one of best defensive linemen in years to come. So I do think he's gonna win defensive rookie of the year. Now going to overall defensive player of the year and offensive player of the year. So for defensive player of the year, I have again the best defensive player, if not the best player in the NFL, Aaron Donald. This is just easy. There's nothing else to explain. The guy's an animal.
Did he win it last year?
Yep.
Oh.
I think I'm pretty sure he won it the year before.
Jesus Christ.
So he might. I guess he's going to three-peat if it is 3 years in a row. For offensive player of the year, I'm gonna go with my first overall pick in yesterday's fantasy draft, Saquon Barkley. I think he's gonna have a monster season for the Giants because he's gonna get all the touches because he obviously cannot throw the ball. So I do think Saquon Barkley would be the offensive player of the year.
All right, hot takes coming. So
Oh, geez.
defensive player of the year. This has come down to an analysis of I just think he's ready to break out. So I'll say that Joey Bosa is going to win defensive player of the year. I think he's finally ready to put it all together and give you 16, 17 sacks this year. Yeah, as long as he stays healthy, I think this pick is going to come true. I think he's finally going to break out and show you what he's really capable of on the defensive side of the ball. So for offensive player of the year, this goes back to my theory of this team being that good. I think it's going to be Juju Smith-Schuster.
So I don't say Zeke.
I don't think that he's going to suffer from double teams. I think he's that good of a route runner. He has the speed and he has the hands. He's just that good. So I think Juju will end up with about 1,500 plus yards this year. And I think he'll have at least 9 touchdowns. So that'll be enough to give him offensive player of the year.
All right, that was surprising. Wow.
Okay. What's the next award?
MVP.
But let's do comeback player of the year and coach of the year.
This is easy stuff. Come on, we're going with Le'Veon Bell, the best running back in the NFL last time he played.
Oof.
People forgot about him. He sat out a year. So it happens. People forget about you. He's gonna come back better than ever, and he's gonna show everybody why he's the best running back in the NFL. And he's gonna run away with comeback player of the year. That's it.
I agree. Everything he said is right. I mean, he didn't play the whole last year, and he's still one of the best players in the league. And he's going to reflect that. His numbers will reflect that, so it's going to be too hard to not give it to him. So I'll start off with coach of the year, and also this is going back those Steelers ties. So if they go 13-3, I think that I don't even love the Steelers. I just really think they're a talented roster. So I think this will be Mike Tomlin. He's going to have the defense. He's going to have these guys ready to play. I just think it's going to be Mike Tomlin.
I have Matt LaFleur, the new coach for the Green Bay Packers. I think him and Aaron Rodgers are actually going to click. I do think the Packers are going to have a really good season because, like I said, their defense has improved so much. So they're going to be a really improved team. So I do have Matt LaFleur as winning coach of the year because the Packers are going to be that good of a football team.
Oh, we got
MVP
MVP
time,
now?
Damien.
Now it's MVP. All right, I'm gonna start it off because this was a very tough pick for me. I almost went back to back with Mahomes. Almost went Saquon Barkley,
Oh no,
Whoa.
come on.
but I'm gonna go with Carson Wentz as my.
He can't even play more than 10 games, and he's giving him MVP.
Last time he played 12 games, he was the league leader for.
But how many
he was
did he
a
play
front
after
runner
that?
for MVP. Doesn't matter. But I'm saying last time he did.
Part of being great
He had
is
like 30
availability.
touchdowns off of like 5 picks. The guy's an animal when he's healthy. And I do think this year he's going to be healthy,
Health.
and I do think he's going to win
Health
MVP.
is wealth.
I get it, but he's going MVP because he's going to be healthy. He's going
We'll
to play
see.
15 games because the last game they're going to rest because they're not going to need him because they're going to be that good.
We'll see.
So give me what you got then.
Oh, wait, that's it? Oh,
He's
okay.
not gonna be mad at it. So I got MVP Aaron Rodgers. Like you said, Matt LaFleur, fresh start for him. Great defense. He'll be able to manage the games. He'll be able to play his game as best as he wants to. And with that being said, I mean, I think he's the most talented quarterback in the league right now. So yeah, he'll have, I guess, like maybe I'll say like 48, 50 yards, and I
Oh my
think
God, I thought he was going to say touchdowns.
Yeah, 40.
man.
I think he'll have, I'll say total touchdowns 40 total touchdowns for Aaron Rodgers this year. He's definitely coming back with a vengeance, and he's got the offensive minded coach to do so, and he'll ball out.
All right. That's.
You got any predictions for MVP, Chris?
I'm gonna go with Pat Mahomes.
Of course you are. No surprise there.
That's his favorite player.
But yeah,
He's a Chiefs fan.
Chiefs
Him
fan
and
now.
Ryan.
Last year
Him and Ryan
Seahawks,
going to Chiefs.
now it's
games.
Chiefs.
how are we dropping names already? They haven't even showed up on the podcast.
Name drop
Are they
season.
gonna though?
We'll see. See how they're acting. All right. Well,
They're acting. You're sick.
let's. That concludes the first episode, fellas. Congrats.
Some good stuff.
Thank you, Chris.
Very proud of you guys.
Very looking
Shout out to
forward
Chris for setting this up.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Go.
Rome wasn't built in a day. This took a while, but
It
it's
did.
finally up and running.
Oh, it
Uh,
did.
But did it?
It finally
It happened,
happened.
it
You're
happened.
right.
Uh,
Patience is
Packers or
key.
Bears? Who are we taking for the first game?
Oh, we're doing this now. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
It's gonna be such a good game. I'm taking Packers, but this is gonna be such. This is literally like offense against defense. This is gonna be a great game.
Okay. Damien?
I got the Packers.
By like
Upset.
a little.
'Cause Bears are home, so I do think it's gonna be tough. But I do have the Packers.
Yeah,
coming
it's
out
definitely
with
gonna
it.
be tough.
I think it's gonna be. It's not gonna be a high scoring game, but I don't think it's gonna be like a 9-6 game.
Okay.
Maybe like
21-13 type of game.
yeah,
One of those.
something like that. And I do think at the end, Aaron Rodgers is gonna show why he's Aaron Rodgers, and they're gonna come out with the dub.
It's essentially like Aaron Rodgers and Khalil Mack. That's what it will be all
That
game.
guy scares me though. He might hurt
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Really?
That's what it will be
If
all
he
game.
doesn't. Yeah,
David and
that guy's
Goliath
an
type
animal.
of thing in the North.
Who you got, Chris?
I mean, I'm just gonna go with Packers. I guess.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Chris seems like he would be a Mitch Trubisky fan,
Why? Because I look
he
like
looks
him.
like him.
Yeah. Yeah. You scumbags. I hate y'all.
and he's a dude.
He's a
gamer.
dude.
Chris isn't a dude.
All right.
He's just a guy.
Yeah. Well, I'm a guy that's about to conclude this podcast. All right, guys.
Oh, what a fucking.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll be back next week with
Yes,
Who knows?
sir.
whatever. We'll make something out of nothing. Because that's what we do in the Somewhat Sports Podcast. Damien Gal, thank you
Thank
for
you,
your
Chris.
predictions. Yeah, deuces, guys.